So I suppose when it comes to the most simplest form of lead generation, then it's probably what most of you guys are already doing, if you're not outsourcing it. And I imagine that's email campaigns. Because email campaigns, let's face it, all right, everyone seems to think that they're old tap. There's nothing in it anymore, but that's wrong. That's really wrong. Email campaigns, email lead generation is still the number one in 2018 cheapest way and most efficient way of generating leads. And you can generally run email campaigns, so on a monthly basis. It's probably going to cost you, if you're sort of doing it internally and you're doing a lot of the work yourself, you can probably run the whole thing for about £100 a month, if that. So it really is cheap compared to something obviously like Facebook, which requires something a lot more complicated. You're probably looking at more like, well, probably nearer £1,000 a month for it to be worth it. But I suppose with Facebook ads, obviously you're looking at a different target, and it's a bit more well, it's a bit more B2C really than B2B. So we're generally talking about B2B right now. So in the B2B space, email campaigns are still number one. And I think most people's problem when it comes to emails is it's not who they're targeting. I mean, that's one part of it, but we'll run through targeting another day. The actual sort of, I suppose the important part is really the email copyright. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. I mean, the best way to try and think about writing an email, especially if it's sort of cold scale, is you need to write it in a way that if you were going to write someone a direct email yourself, because generally people write these cold emails that have like lists and lists of ongoing things of how great they are and what they do, and sort of basically upselling themselves. And to be honest, if someone did that on the phone to you and said, "Hi, how you doing?" and you said, "Yeah, I'm fine," and then you start rambling on about, "Yeah, we're the best country in the world, we're the best company in the world, we're hitting 70% lead rates, etc., etc." You're just going to put the phone down. You're not going to listen. Not interested. No one wants to hear about you and how great you are. So, I mean, number one tip is structure the email that is reflecting them, not reflecting you. So you want to be, rather than saying me, I, you want to say, talk about you. Use much more of the you adjective in it. This makes a massive difference because actually people think that you're reaching out to them. The second thing to do is in an email campaign, the second most important, is use mail mergers. Mail mergers are so easy to do, especially if you're using automated software such as MailChimp or Mailshake. Personally, we use Mailshake just because I like the way the platform works. It's much more sort of fluid and it's easy to use, and you can integrate it with things like Zapier, but that's a conversation for another day. Use mail mergers. I mean, it's so easy to get a list of people, get a list of contacts that you want with their email system. You can get obviously their industry, their company name, even their LinkedIn profile, and you build up a huge spreadsheet, and you can have all the details that you need for each individual. So when you go onto something like Mailshake, you're creating an email. Don't just say hi there or dear sir or dear madam or something just really generic. Use mail mergers. They're there. They're easy to get. They're not difficult. So you can find a data miner probably on Upwork you might be able to scrape you a list of 150 contacts probably for like, I don't know, £20. It's really not expensive. So you use the mail mergers, and rather than, as I say, saying hi there, we put hi mail merger, hi, and then put a mail merger in the place of first name. So obviously if someone was writing an email to me, I put hi Oliver, and straight away you're much more likely to think that they've actually reached out to you than not. And I suppose the second thing is you utilising the rest of those mail mergers. Again, you've got a spreadsheet that's going to tell you their location, their company name, their industry, their position in the company. So open your email. Start your email off in a sense that it's relatable to them, and not just anybody else. So hi Oliver, see you're one of the directors at Not to Mention Media. I see you're based in Portsmouth. I live locally as well. That kind of thing. People can actually relate to that and think like you've actually personally reached out to them as well. The third thing that people go wrong with generally with email is they write their emails far too long. You don't need your email to be that long. Again, if you're writing a direct email to someone that you wanted to reach out to and it wasn't on a cold scale, you wouldn't send them a really long email, would you? You would just basically say who you are, what you wanted, a little bit about them to show that you've done your research on them, and then just ask for essentially a catch up. I mean that's it in terms of one email. I suppose the other problem with like cold emails, a lot of people are sending one or two emails, but actually we find the reply rates start hitting after sort of the third or fourth email. So you need to then go on to then generate those further follow-up emails. So don't just be sending out one email, send 3, 4, or even 5. And the way we do it is after the first email, as I just explained to you how to do it, the second email, you want to look at being a bit more in depth about your offering. Again, show some sort of relation to them, about their company, but start expanding a little bit on what you have to offer. And then once you go into the third email, you're essentially reminding them that you're there. You're reminding them that you've already sent them an email, and just reiterate that what you've already mentioned in the email 1 and email 2, but obviously change the wording of it. Don't just copy and paste and repeat the exact same conversation. Just change it around a bit. And then the fourth email, by that point, you're getting a bit more direct. Some of the lines of hi, fourth time lucky. You know what they say, fourth time's lucky. Trying to reach out to you again. Don't know if you received my last 3 emails. Hey, just trying to get in contact. Be great to have a chat with you if possible. Let me know. I'll reply to this email, or here's my number. Give me a call. It'd be great to chat. All right. Not every time that not every time this is going to work. That's why lead generation. Everyone would be a millionaire if it was 100% reply rate, but it isn't. You can get, depending on the industry. Obviously, you can have reply rates of anywhere between 10 and 45 to 50% reply rates. But obviously, it depends on the industry, and it depends how niche the industry is. If you're obviously trying to write an email, that relates to something really complex, then you're probably less likely chance to get a response, because people who are reading the email may not understand it. So that, again, if you're going to go into a complex email, then you want to be looking into emails that don't portray that it's complex. You want to send an email that simplifies it a lot more than it is. Okay, guys, that's it for today. And I'll put up some new content hopefully tomorrow. Okay, bye.